sou mestranda em letras na USP, trabalho com a literatura em diálogo com questões ligadas ao continente africano, e a minha presença aqui na mesa tem a ver também com o fato de estudar, além de difundir a literatura, né?
Eu sou a Lu, né? Eu sou do canal do blog A Mãe Preta e do canal Quilombo Literário. Eu costumo falar de literatura com protagonismo africano na internet, protagonismo negro, né? E eu fui convidada pela Kapulana para poder escrever a orelha do livro, né? A apresentação do livro. E quando eu conheci a obra da Rutendo, me chamou muito a atenção o fato dela ser muito direcionada para jovens, né?
Hi, my name is Rutendo Tavengerwei. I am the author of Esperança, voar. I'm from Zimbabwe originally, but I live in Switzerland. I wrote, the book is very close to my heart because it talks about my home, Zimbabwe, and in 2008 we had a socio-economic and political situation that, you know, politics, when you see it on TV, you sometimes don't think it will affect your personal life. And I was a teenager when this was all happening, and just the gravity of just decisions being made up by the government, how they impacted me and my friends and my family. And I just wanted to own that story and share it with the world, because it's always being told by observers or in the news, and I sometimes it's exaggerated, sometimes it's not true. And I thought it would be very interesting if I told it from my perspective and what I was observing at the time as a teenager.
E aí o que eu queria perguntar tem relação a essas personagens, né? O quanto dessas personagens são fictícias e quanto é real, de alguém que você conheceu. Porque quando a gente começa a ler, né, e são personagens fictícias, num livro que emociona, a gente fica assim, ah, tudo bem, isso veio da ideia, né, do autor, né? Ela criou essa história. Mas a partir do momento que você coloca aqui que tem um fundo de realidade, eu queria saber se essas personagens existiram de alguma forma.
So with the characters per se, the main characters are they embody parts of me, I think, because Shamis was very angry, and of course because she's grieving, but that was my way of talking about my grief for my country, because I when I was born and growing up, partly it wasn't the way that it was then, so it was just grieving of what was lost in the past. So that was me grieving through her, but of course for different things, because she's grieving for dad and I was grieving for my country. And for the other character, who's Tinyaros, or the friend, it was more of a mixture of how, you know, I want to say the upper working classes' life was like, because they had access to resources, but not in Zimbabwe, like the ability to be able to go outside of the country and get groceries for food, or a business somewhere else to be able to access medical care and send your kids outside, or stuff like that. And I'm very grateful, because I think that's the kind of situation I was in because of my parents. They were able to get like food from South Africa, Botswana, or if they traveled for work, they'd bring something back. And also because of the line of work, I had access to medical care. Not that I had cancer or anything like that. But so yeah, in that regard, the main characters are based on me, maybe, like different facets of my life.
Isso eu acabei descobrindo que há uma tradição de autoras, no feminino mesmo, no Zimbábue. E eu gostaria de perguntar se, de certa forma, ela foi influenciada por essa produção, como ela lida com essa literatura.
A lot of international, you know, writers, I mean, a lot of Zimbabweans who work out in the international market are female. There's very few male Zimbabwean writers that are in the international sphere. So that kind of helped me to see that, oh, okay, so it doesn't matter that I'm a female, it doesn't matter that I'm this age, I can write and people can still read it. So that was, in that way, yes, I was inspired by that. The first thing, if you want to be a writer, I mean, I'm not that well in yet, so this is from my very little experience. is to start writing. I don't think it's a good idea to get like all your ducks in a row and then write your book. Like, oh, I know that I will get published by Kapulana, and then, you know, Carol's gonna translate my book, and then I'm gonna write now. What I did is, I didn't even know I wanted to publish a book. I just wrote because I love writing, and then when it was ready, I started speaking about it, which is something that is also quite important. I'm not very good at it, but to talk about the fact that you are a writer, which I'm very bad at. Very bad at. So that's the two things that I think are very important. Start writing. It doesn't matter if it's not good. It's a start. That's where you start. And always go back to your work and improve and think about what you think is more important and how you should change it. So read other people's work. You're already doing that. Start writing and talk about the fact that you are a writer to people, because that's how you get connections. I miss my parents. That's what I miss most about Zimbabwe, is my family. When I try and remember, you know, or get excited about traveling back, it's always, oh, I'm going to see mom and dad. It's not really about, oh, I'm going to Harare, or I'm going to see the Vic Falls. It's always mom and dad. So in a way, that's the biggest thing I miss, just being away from them. But in terms of maybe, you know, removed from family, I miss speaking in one of our languages called Shona. I mean, I speak English at home, but now that when I go back, I make an effort not to speak in English because I speak in it all the time. I miss seeing people's faces sometimes when they get annoyed at me. I just miss that. I miss having people whom I know getting annoyed at me. And I miss the kinds of trees that, this is very strange, I know, but we have specific trees that are not in Europe or anywhere else. I miss stupid things like that, like weird things like that, yeah.